Why does the hour you choose to move matter as much as the miles you log?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at Mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. You're about to learn how shifting your activity earlier in the day could supercharge your fitness and make everyday tasks feel noticeably easier. I'm Ethan Foster, and today we're exploring why your wall clock might be the best training tool you own.
If you've ever felt your energy dip at odd times, the culprit is often a misaligned circadian rhythm. When your movement happens at predictable, earlier windows, you strengthen that internal timer, and your heart, lungs, and muscles respond with more power and less effort. I'm Alara Skye, and the latest research shows that timing isn't a side note. It's the main event for healthy aging.
A team from the University of Florida tracked nearly 800 adults with an average age of 76, using wrist accelerometers to map every step for a week. They weren't just counting steps. They wanted to know when those steps happened and how steady those patterns were, because rhythm reveals how strong your biological clock really is.
The findings were clear. Participants who hit their activity peak earlier in the day and stuck to a regular schedule scored higher on VO2 peak, the gold standard measure of cardiovascular fitness. Their average was 20.9 milliliters of oxygen per kilogram per minute, compared with 19.2 for late movers. That gap is big enough to decide whether you breeze up a flight of stairs or pause halfway.
Those early movers also walked more efficiently, using less energy at normal and slower speeds. Researchers adjusted for age, sex, health conditions, and height, yet the advantage held. The larger the gap between active hours and rest hours, what scientists call amplitude, the better the walking economy and heart-lung performance.
Consistency mattered just as much as earliness. A stronger, steadier daily rhythm, measured by a higher pseudo-F statistic, predicted better physical function across the board. In plain language, your body prefers a predictable beat, and it rewards you with more endurance when you stick to it.
Here's the twist. Total movement didn't drive those gains nearly as much as timing did. Two people could log identical step counts, but the one who moved earlier or on a stricter schedule reaped more cardiovascular benefit. Your muscles notice the clock on the wall, not just the workout duration.
Why does exercise act like a reset button for your internal clock? A review in Frontiers in Pharmacology showed that aerobic and resistance workouts boost the expression of BMAL1 and PER2, core clock genes that tell your cells when to rev up or wind down. Moderate to high intensity sends an unmistakable signal that aligns everything from hormone release to temperature control.
Timing tweaks the effect. Morning sessions advance your circadian rhythm, helping you feel alert earlier and sleep on cue at night. Late-day training tends to push that clock later. Fine for night owls, but risky if you already struggle with rest. Melatonin secretion gets delayed, making it harder to fall asleep even after you're exhausted.
These clock shifts have real-world consequences. Morning exercise improves fat metabolism and insulin sensitivity, trimming your risk for conditions like heart disease and diabetes that thrive on circadian disruption. Evening workouts, if too intense, can keep stress hormones high when they should be ebbing, stacking the odds against restorative sleep.
You don't need brutal gym sessions to gain these benefits. The Florida study counted every form of movement: walking the dog, sweeping the floor, carrying groceries. Those everyday tasks, performed consistently and preferably earlier, reinforce your master clock and teach peripheral clocks in muscles, liver, and immune cells to stay in sync.
So how do you put this science to work? Start moving within a few hours of waking. Plan the bulk of your chores, errands, or walks before lunch. If you prefer formal workouts, schedule them in that same morning window to lock in the effect. Your body reads that timing as daylight and responds with sharper energy cycles.
Aim for predictability. Whether you garden at 8, walk at 9, or stretch at 10, keep that slot stable. The content can vary, but the hour should stay familiar. This regularity keeps blood pressure, glucose, and hormone rhythms humming in harmony.
If late evenings are your only option, scale intensity down. Gentle yoga, stretching, or a leisurely stroll help you unwind without pushing your clock back. Reserve high-intensity intervals or heavy lifting for earlier in the day when cortisol is naturally higher and better suited to handle stress.
Use brief movement bursts as rhythm therapy. A couple of minutes every hour, climb stairs, do squats, march in place, prevents long sedentary stretches from confusing your clock. These micro-sessions remind your system that daylight equals activity and keep metabolism more efficient.
Not a natural morning person? Shift gradually. Start your main activity 30 minutes earlier every few days until you land in a sustainable morning slot. This incremental approach retrains your circadian rhythm without the jolt of a 2-hour jump.
Whenever possible, match movement to daylight. Open curtains, step outside, or sit near a window when you exercise. Natural light amplifies the clock-setting power of physical activity and helps you feel more awake during the session.
Finally, remember that your body rewards rhythm. The more faithfully you honor a consistent schedule, the less effort routine tasks demand. Over time, climbing stairs or carrying groceries feels lighter because your cells have learned exactly when to expect exertion and how to fuel it efficiently.
Take a moment now to choose an activity window you can maintain every day for the next week. Put it on your calendar as non-negotiable. When you anchor your movement earlier and keep it steady, you're not just exercising, you're programming your body for resilience.
Here's your challenge. Commit to 7 consecutive days of moving within the same 2-hour morning window. Track how your energy, sleep quality, and mood respond. You'll be amazed at how quickly your body adapts when timing lines up with biology.
Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.